Greetings. My name is Ford Brooks, and I've been asked to provide a short video on the work at Grace Place from the standpoint of mental health and services in the community in Shippensburg and how that interfaces with our work in the gardens. So I'm going to give you just a very brief, introduction on how I've been a part of this and where things are now, and hopefully where we can continue to be with respect to all of what we're providing the Shippensburg community. Um, I've been a part of Shape by Faith group with St. Andrew's Parish, and we have a group that meets, and I've been meeting on a regular basis since at least a year, almost coming up on 2 years. And the initiative has really been to initially providing some basic services from a collaborative kind of way with different community stakeholders. And so we have in Grace Place, as you know, we have clothing that's distributed upstairs in the house, and then we've had distribution of food and also the garden for the last couple summers. Excuse me. And in the past, I guess 6 months now, we started with Growing Edges Community Clinic, which is run out of Shippensburg University, where I'm a faculty member. I'm also the director of the Grace Place, or I'm sorry, Growing Edges Mental Health Services. And so we're in a collaborative relationship with the diocese, as well as St. Andrews, as well as some grant funding through WellSpan to be able to have a couple of rooms there to provide services for counseling, mental health counseling, in addition to Shippen Hall, which is at the university. So all this to say, it started from a place of providing food initially. And if you're familiar with Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the base of that has to do with physiological needs. And so physiologicals including things like water and shelter and food. And so we've been providing that, and I would say bringing in the cleaning project from Chambersburg and the 200 boxes of food. So that's been something that's been there. But out of that, people are also have other aspects of their life that are in great need, and mental health issues for quite a few people contribute significantly to their situation and how it impacts their physiological needs. I mean, if you're wrestling with hearing voices and you aren't able to maintain employment and you don't have transportation, all that factors in. So you can't just treat just one thing and think, well, that's it. And the holistic approach that we're moving towards is, and we're in the process of doing is, looking at the mental health needs. So for some of the folks that are coming to get food, we're also beginning to see how they can get services at Grace Place, and are able to, set up appointments and have their family members potentially involved, and whether it's a couple or individual. But it goes from the physiological needs then into safety needs, and that's kind of the next piece. So what I would say we do at Grace Place in the gardens there is providing a place of community, place of safety, and also introducing that there are going to be other activities there. We've gotten Sadler Health to be a part of it from kind of the medical and physical standpoint, but also too for folks that might be a little bit more reluctant to mental health, we continue to talk about the services that are provided there. And beyond safety is love and belonging, and by the mere fact of, or mere nature of being there to get food and going into the garden, you begin to develop and be part of community. Behind us, as some of you know, we have the shelter. So the shelter has somewhat of a built-in community because they're all living together. So they're also there. And then there are other people in in the community that come and actually help and are part of our distribution of, of food. So there is a place of feeling belonged, belongingness, and also compassion and love for each other and in this whole giving process. And mental health needs can range. I mean, they could be significant trauma. It could be couples communication issues. It could be depression and anxiety. It could be wrestling with bipolar disorder. Um, we do refer out for things like substance abuse or substance use disorder. But we're a resource to the community for that. And the last piece that I would say in this is that as a community, as we move forward, it's looking at the people that are providing that are obtaining our services and are coming to get that, is that uh, there's lots of pieces to them. It's just not one thing. So we're trying to address this holistically. From the standpoint of the provider or the giver or the caregiver, it does demand and take a lot of from us. It's a good tired, but it takes a lot to do it. And as a counselor educator for 20, I don't know, 1,000 years, we focus a lot on taking care of oneself and what's involved in truly being there for other people that are in great need. And there's payoffs and there's also some sacrifices that caregivers give. And I'm a trained counselor, and so we work on setting limits and boundaries and trying to help individuals begin to help themselves. But also the needs are so great that we also are kind of involved in all the different pieces that go along with that. So it's it's uh it's a place where we are, I would say, in our growth as a community entity and ministry, that as it grows, our own self-care as providers will be of importance. And at the same time, we look at our clients, our kind of our constituents, as looking at their holistic needs, and we need to look at our holistic needs too. So it's a dual process. And I hope that, by listening for the past few minutes, that you get a sense of, how organically this grew from, I would say, a physiological pieces that we've been providing, and it's grown now to community, which is growing to really looking at the mental health needs of our community, and how it continues to grow. So thank you for your time. And if you have questions, Mother Barbara certainly can send them to me. And I hope this the Zoom call goes really well. Take care.